Hi everyone, welcome to our next video lesson on probability. Today we're going to be looking at the question, does the number of trials of an experiment impact the accuracy of our experimental probability? So I think you're going to want to have your math notebook or some paper with you. Perhaps will want to have a calculator and definitely a pen or a pencil to jot down notes, and we'll be doing an experiment where you will need to record your results. So please pause the video at this time if you need to go get any of those materials, and you can resume as soon as you're ready. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is take the opportunity to remind you guys about what theoretical probability really is. So theoretical probability is calculated by looking at the ratio of the number of ways an event can occur over the total possible outcomes there are altogether. And reminder that it's called theoretical probability because in theory, this is how it should turn out. Today, we're going to look at the theoretical probability of landing on heads when you flip a coin. So most of us probably already know that the theoretical probability of landing on heads when we flip a coin is 1/2, because a coin has one side heads and one side tails. One of the sides is heads, so that is one way that the event of landing on heads could occur. Out of two possible outcomes, those two outcomes could be landing on heads or landing on tails. So just a quick reminder that the way we notate that, the way we record our solution, is the capital P for probability. In parentheses next to it, I have heads, which represents the probability of landing on heads, and then is equal to 1/2. All right, so we're going to do an experiment with flipping a coin. So quick reminder, experimental probability, which is just a little bit different than theoretical probability, is calculated by looking at the ratio of the number of times an event occurs over the total number of trials that were performed in the experiment. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is make a table where we can record our results. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in your notebook or on your paper, I'm going to ask you to make a table. Okay, we are all going to perform an experiment and record our results. I'm going to demonstrate, and then you guys are going to pause, complete your own experiment, and then resume the video where we'll take a look at results. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to create a table. I called it My Experiment Results. We're going to have 3 columns in our table, one for the outcomes. So I wrote outcome up at the top. The outcomes that are possible are we could land on heads or we could land on tails. The middle column is going to be where we make some tallies. So in a minute, I'm going to start flipping the coin and I'm going to tally under heads or tails, whichever one happens each time that I flip. And then on the far side, I've got the total where when I'm done conducting my experiment, I will total up my results. Okay, you can see I have a coin here. I used a quarter. Any coin will do as long as it has heads on one side and tails on the other. Right now I'm going to flip the coin and let it land on the table and we'll see what happens. All right, I got heads. So I'm going to record a tally under heads, and then I'll flip again. Oh, this time I got tails. And I'm going to ask you guys to record your results in your table. And so I'm going to ask you to pause the video. I'd like you to flip your coin 10 times and record your results. And then you can go ahead and hit resume. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that my results are tallied. And when I flipped my coin 10 times, I had 4 times my coin landed on heads and 6 times my coin landed on tails. Now, remember that the theoretical probability of landing on heads is 1/2. Okay, my experimental probability of landing on heads And I'm just going to write EXP in front so I know this was experimental. My experimental probability of landing on heads was 4 times that it happened out of the total number of trials. Now, my total number of trials was 10. I flipped my coin 10 times. I noticed that I can simplify because both of these are even numbers. So my experimental probability of landing on heads was 2 out of 5, or 2/5. With experimental probability, when we actually conduct an experiment, we will not all get the same results. So I would like to tie back to the original question that I posed at the beginning of the lesson, which was, does the number of trials of an experiment impact the accuracy of our experimental probability? So we completed the experiment. We did 10 trials. So what would happen if we did more than 10 trials? Would our results be different, or would they be more accurate? So if 5 people conducted the experiment and we compiled all 5 people's results, we would have done a total of, you got it, 50 trials if 5 different people did 10 flips and then recorded their results. I'm going to simulate that using an automated coin flipper program that I found. So we're going to take a look at if we did 50 tosses of a coin, and you can see I'm entering 50 in the tosses, and we're going to put our results into a table here, and let's flip the coins. Okay, so this is going to simulate 50 flips, and that would be 5 people's outcomes. So 21 heads out of 50 tosses. Okay, so if 50 people did the experiment and they got a total of 21 heads out of 50 total tosses, I think that was 29 tails, then our experimental probability of landing on heads is 21 out of 50. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do we know if this is really, which one of these is more accurate? Well, we can super quickly figure out which one of these is more accurate because we know the theoretical probability of landing on heads is equal to 1/2. So let's figure out what is closer to a half, 2/5 or 21/50. I can find that out by simply dividing the numerator by the denominator. So 2 divided by 5 is equal to 0.4. Now 21 divided by 50 is equal to 0.42. Okay, now 0.42 is just a little bit closer to 0.5. So 21/50 is a little bit more accurate. Okay, so I started wondering if 50 people did, or I'm sorry, if 5 people did the experiment, what would happen if we looked at the results from our whole class? Okay, so I did a little simulation and I'm going to post my results and let us take a look. So if we took everyone in the class and looked at their results, usually we have about 28 or 29 students in a class, and if we include the teacher as well, we have approximately 30 people. And if 30 people do 10 trials, that would be a total of 300 trials. So I entered 300 tosses into my simulator and got 143 heads and 157 tails. So the experimental probability of landing on heads was 143 out of 300. Okay, now if I divide 143 by 300, I get 0.476. And you can see that is getting us even closer to 0.5, which would represent a half. So what do we notice is happening as we do more trials in our experiment? Well, hopefully you are noticing that the more trials that we do in our experiment, the closer our experimental probability will be to the theoretical probability. So we will actually get more valid results the more times we try the experiment. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great day. Please check your teacher's notes as to what assignment you should be working on next. Bye.